Alright you lot, it's Monday, servers are broken, devs are hiding, and your favourite shooter just shoved a lie straight down your latency. We got conspiracy tier matchmaking, a game Sony murdered twice, Half-Life 3 fever's spiking again, Ubisoft vanishing in real time, and a small creator lawyering up to bury a YouTube giant. No fluff, no filters, let's set fire to feed. Remember when Treyarch swore blind that open playlist in Black Ops 7 were a safe space from SBMM? Yeah, turns out that were bollocks. Over weekend, Twitter looked like a digital Vietnam, with players dropping PTSD tier rage about so-called minimal skill consideration, and it all kicked off with Nero Cinema, who politely opened with "not trying to be that guy," then proceeding to become exactly that guy. Matches full of prestige sweats, no newbies in sight, and a vibe more like Ranked Hell than Launch Night Joy. By the time he dropped his follower-up, the fucking rug boulders, floodgates burst. JD said it felt like a tournament. Jake and caught no SBMM promise, biggest piece of fake news ever. One lad even said, "I smell lawsuit time." It were a digital lynch mob, and they were all pointing at Treyarch like, "Oi, we were lied to." Then came PR fluff. Charlie Intel stepped up first, parroting an Activision rep who said open matchmaking is same in quick play and all other open playlists. Then Treyarch slithered out from under the rock 24 hours later, dropping their own non-apology filled with enough waffle to fuel a Greg's glory. Skill is minimally considered, they said. We're monitoring things. Oh, are you? That's like setting your house on fire and then saying you're keeping an eye on smoke. It's true. Either devs don't know what hell their own matchmaking is doing, or they do and they're lying through the teeth. Both are ugly. I tried open playlist myself. I ain't saying it's SBMM for sure, but it felt exactly like same old sweaty slog COD's been drowning in for years. Could be rust, could be deja vu, but it damn sure want minimal. I'll keep watching this one, even if I'm mostly sticking to zombies and campaign, and yeah, I actually enjoyed what I played at campaign. Sue me. It's a glorified Fortnite event, but at least it's not lying about what it is, unlike Treyarch. Sony just earned themselves a platinum trophy in killing your own game twice. Concord, the $400 million live service wet fire, lasted 2 weeks before they dragged it out back, old yellow style. Now a tiny team of fan devs managed to stitch its corpse together, fire it up on PC. What does Sony do? They stomp life out of it. Again. Classy! This wants some dodgy torrent job. 3 absolute mad lads, Red, Real and Guog, rebuilt damn game from scratch. Custom servers, actual gameplay, running smoother than most Sony launchers these days. It were a miracle born from obsession and caffeine, and for one brief, shining moment, Concord actually lived. Then Sony showed up with their hired copyright assassins, Markscan, and nuked videos off YouTube. DMCAs rained like hellfire. Discord invites got pulled. Devs retreated. Not out of guilt, but cause Sony's legal team has deeper pockets than God. All cause someone dared to care more about Concord than Sony ever did. Let's get something straight. This ain't about protecting IP, it's about ego. Sony can't stand the idea that fans did in a week what their own $400 million Firestorm failed to do. Make Concord fun. They killed it once, and now they're digging up body just to kill it again. If Spite were a business model, Sony would be next $1 trillion company. Now I never touched Concord, couldn't even find it before it got ghosted, but I won't piss on fans who tried to keep it alive. I get it, when a game speaks to you, you'll fight to keep hearing it, but here's the deal, if you're gonna defy corporate gods, don't remake their corpse, make your own beast, build a spiritual sequel, not a legal suicide note, keep soul, ditch branding, or, and this text balls the titanium, offer to buy rates. It's happened before. Sometimes publishers will sell off rotting IP just to stop paying for the smell. Beat Necromancer that owns Skeleton. But for now, Concord's back in Sony's graveyard, buried under ego, greed and a stack of legal threats. Cause Note says, we care, quite like shooting your own game twice. Right, pour on your tinfoil hats and duct tape your expectations to the floor, cause Valve might finally be about to drop Half-Life 3. No joke, no memes. Just thinnest veil of reality wrapped around decades of trauma. Latest inside a leaky pipe includes Gabe Follerer, Tyler McVicker, Mike Straw, and Tom Henderson all humming the same cursed tune. Valve's got another major reveal lined up following Steam Machine announcement, and every breadcrumb leads to Half-Life 3, or HLX, or whatever cryptic nonsense they're calling it this time to keep us just sane enough not to riot. Apparently it's not VR, Valve officially confirmed the shiny new Steam frame headset won't launch with any new first-party VR titles, so no more Alex-style experiments. That puts HLX squarely back into flat-screen single-player territory, which is exactly what people have been screaming for since 2007. And judging by data mine Source 2 engine updates, it looks like Valve's been tinkering with some seriously advanced physics systems and next-gen AI that scream narrative-heavy FPS, louder than a Ravenholm Chainsaw Massacre. We're talking custom entity systems, immersive NPC reactions, world interactivity that might actually rival Rockstar's GTA Insanity. None of that screams multiplayer or car battler, it screams Half-Life 3, loud and proud and terrifyingly plausible. McVicker, bless his weary soul, tried to temper flames with a "don't get carried away" PSA. But let's be real, this community's been edging for 19 years. You don't just whisper Half-Life 3 and expect us to act normal. Now here's kicker. This alleged reveal ain't tied to Game Awards. Valve's keeping it quiet, maybe aiming for a surprise drop, or maybe just stringing us along while they're laughing Steam sales. Either way, there's smoke, there's fire, and there's faint smell of crowbar oil in air. And just so we're clear, until Gabe kicks that door himself and says words Half-Life 3 is real, we trust note, it's still Valve. They could drop us a bomb tomorrow, or push it to 2032 and call it a development sabbatical. That's Valve time. Clocks don't tick, they spiral. Still, this time, this might be it. Or it might be another cruel joke from Sony Studio that weaponized hope as marketing strategy. Ubisoft just hit big red panic button, financial results delayed, share trading frozen. No explanation, just a vague incoming days and hope no one asks too many questions. That's not corporate strategy, that's a smoke signal from a burning building. And in the middle of it all, a rumour that Tencent might already be halfway through a silent, surgical takeover. Let's break it down. Omar Alamoudi, industry leaguer with a solid record, drops a nuke on Reddit, says Tencent's already snapped up after a new company that now owns Assassin's Creed and rest of Ubisoft's actual moneymakers. Meanwhile, parent company, it's clutching rejects, flops, game jam leftovers, and Tencent sitting on 10% of that mess too. They're not investing, they're dissecting. This isn't some dramatic buyout, it's a slow motion mugging Tencent's role in Ubisoft. That's term, buying up pieces, sinking claws into family holding companies, locking down juicy IP cash flows. What they're building is dependency. Ubisoft needs Tencent money to breathe, which gives Tencent power to shut off oxygen whenever they feel like it. It's a textbook strategy. Get company addicted to your cash, own assets that matter, leap board with no options. When panic sets in, and it will, you stroll in with takeover deal already signed and smiling. Board nods, Guillemot step down, and everyone acts like it were mutual. This is how you gut a company without making a sound. Now maybe it's all tinfoil, maybe this is just Reddit conspiracy theatre, but that trading freeze, that delay, that's not normal. That's kind of move you make when something big is shifting behind closed doors. Ubisoft says it were to avoid speculation. They might as well have said, please speculate wildly. Keep your eyes locked on this one. If Tencent pulls it off, we're witnessing quiet corporate assassination of one of gaming's last major French publishers. All that'll be left is a logo, a limp handshake, and a WeChat login screen. This one's not just news, this one's a wire. A small creator, Even Bad Wolves Gaming, real name Elizabeth McCauley, is taking fate or her life to a much bigger YouTuber, InkSlasher. Why? Because she says he stole 30 minutes of her content and dropped it straight into his 43-minute video. Not inspired, not referenced, lifted. She uploaded a side-by-side comparison. It's damning. Same footage, same editing, her watermarks. It's kinda blatant rip you'd expect from a scam channel, not a COD creator with million-plus subs. But here we are. Now here's where it gets serious. Elizabeth ain't just any creator. She's a goddamn lawyer. And she's had enough. She's taking this to Federal Circuit and Family Court of Australia. Not for clout, not for views, because YouTube's system is built to protect giants. If you're small and someone bigger steals your work, too bad. Flag it, wait, pray, then watch them win on a counter notification while you scream into void. Not Elizabeth, she's putting her money where her content is, but system's still brutal. She's been quoted up to 135,000 Australian dollars to get this to court. Right now she's raised just over 1,500. That's heartbreaking. That's a creator faked in a machine with a matchstick. Meanwhile, InkSlasher's response? Delete video. Gone. No statement, no apology, Just digital bleach over evidence and radio silence. If this were an innocent mistake, wouldn't you say something? But no, not a word, cause every word could be a nail in coffin. Let me be clear, I've used clips from others, but always tiny for context or critique, and always with credit. This is industrial level content theft if allegations are true. 30 minutes of someone else's work shoved into your own and passed off as yours. That's not content creation, that's plagiarism with monetization. Elizabeth, I see you, I've backed your fate, and I'm linking your fundraiser in description and comments. This ain't just your battle, it's a line in sand for every small creator who's ever had their work stolen by someone who thought being big made them untouchable. If you care about creators, back her, watch a video, spread word. An InkSlasher? Say something. Silence is damning. And that's your Gaming Hellwire for today. If you made it this far, you're either dead inside or addicted to carnage. Either way, you belong here. Like, subscribe and all that bollocks. Drop your comments and questions below. Especially if you're one of those open playlist truthers, or if you've got a better Half-Life 3 release theory than CIA. And I'll see you next time, you magnificent.